Hello wolves! Scarlet Witch is a powerful mutant in the comics, a twin sister to Quicksilver, a sometimes daughter before retcon to Magneto. Some would say she is one of the most powerful mutants in the X-Men franchise or in the Marvel universe as a whole. So she's reached her potential in the comics. In the MCU, not so much. While Elizabeth Olsen is an amazing Scarlet Witch, they don't really give her a chance to show off her powers or her abilities or even her acting abilities, I guess. They've kind of just sidelined her until they need her. And I guess you could say the comics do that as well. I mean, there's an abundance of characters. You can't always have Scarlet Witch on the page or the screen. But come on! But with the news that not only will she be getting her own TV show on Disney Plus, WandaVision, but she will also be starring alongside Doctor Strange in Doctor Strange 2, I believe we will start to see Scarlet Witch's potential in the MCU, which is why I believe she will be the MCU's next big bad. Scarlet Witch first joined the MCU in The Winter Soldier as a after-credit scene with her brother Quicksilver. Now, her and her brother were experimented on, which I'm sure was a lovely process, so that in itself creates trauma. After that, in Age of Ultron, her twin brother was killed. He was killed saving a child and Hawkeye, but that is her twin brother, and he was killed. And obviously, trauma again. I don't think they focused too much on Scarlet Witch's emotional after effects, I guess, when Quicksilver died. We of course had the big blowout where all her power kind of released. We had her going after Ultron for revenge. But apart from that and some scenes where she was upset, in other movies it's not really carried on. In Infinity War or Endgame, if they mentioned Quicksilver, I think that would have been a bit better. It kind of seems like they forgot about him. But Scarlet Witch hasn't. So, emotional trauma for being experimented on. She looked thin and hungry and not particularly healthy in the cage or placement where she was for the Winter Soldier after credits on Age of Ultron. Her twin brother has died. The one that has protected her and been with her entire life has just died. Trauma again. Her mum and dad are dead. They died a little while ago, but that's still a thing that can resonate with you. People dying doesn't ever leave you, so her entire family is dead, unless they bring Magneto in and they retcon that. Don't know what's happening with that, but at the moment her entire family is dead. Not only is her entire family gone, but Vision is now dead. Her boyfriend, the one person that kind of took her under his wing in the Avengers compound, as well as Hawkeye of course, is dead. So brother, parents, boyfriend. She killed Vision in Infinity War, and that's more trauma to see that her powers that she had just come to learn to love and master were the ones to kill him. I know he got brought back, but first of all she was the one to kill him, and then to see that that could easily have been undone and he was brought back and made to suffer by Thanos and killed again, more trauma. We've also got confirmation that the WandaVision TV show will be set in the 1950s, which is a bizarre era to set a modern TV show in, but with the poster confirming it, I'm sure everyone's kind of guessed it's going to be in her head, which is going to be so dark. It seems like she will be creating her own reality with Vision, a happily married life with a little dog, in a 1950s suburbia with a little kid and a happy family, maybe even Quicksilver, maybe Aaron Taylor-Johnson will come back for that series. That'd be quite cool if he did. But at the end of the day, this is all in her head. I know we have got confirmed that Darcy Lewis is coming back. Now I don't think, Wanda has definitely not met her. I don't think she'll be creating Darcy in her head. Maybe Darcy's tasked with checking on her, because she is still part of the MCU. She's a friend to Jane and Thor, so maybe they're like, just, you know, knock on her door, see if she's alright, because I don't think she'd create Darcy. The nosy neighbour she'd create, because that's the, I can't remember who plays it, but I'll put a picture up. That's the whole point, is that, oh, nosy neighbour next door, always coming over to see what's happening. That's something that she'd create. Randall Park, again, is playing an FBI agent, so that's not something she would create. Maybe there's strange happenings going on where she lives and he has to investigate. But my point is, the trauma from losing all her family, from losing Vision, has caused her to create these moments in her head of Vision and her being happy, Quicksilver coming over for dinner, you know, watching a film, stuff that she would want to do with her family and her boyfriend. So all these deaths have left lasting trauma. We cannot forget that. Just because this is a Marvel movie doesn't mean that people don't have trauma. It sounds silly to say it, but it's like Iron Man, Tony Stark, panic attacks. He fell through a giant wormhole. Of course he wasn't going to be all, that was fine, brush that off. He had panic attacks, he had lasting effect. It will be the same for Scarlet Witch. It may seem like she has accepted Vision's death at the end of Endgame, with her and Hawkeye standing and she's like, oh, they're looking over us. But come on, no, she's just being, she's putting on a front for her friend. Let's not forget that she has reality warping powers, so creating new realities in her head, or I don't know how she'd create them, is not a hard task for her. Also, on the line of reality warping, she may try to get Vision back altogether, maybe even Quicksilver, bring him back into her life. The grief taking over her, forcing her to think that she can't live without them. And this TV show, if handled correctly, will be really, really impactful and powerful and sad. Which is something you don't really want to associate with a Marvel Universe film or TV show. But after so much trauma, how can you have a go happy-go-lucky? That's not how a normal human being works. And I'm glad that they're taking the time to go, right, 1950s, it looks funny, Dick Van Dyke Show and all that. But this is serious. She is creating these visions to make herself happy. I mean, even in the poster for that show alone, there was a shadow that kind of has her original X-Men costume. Will we be getting Evil Wanda? Hopefully. I can't tell you how much I want it. The amount of edits I've seen where people have like had the end game battle and then Wanda turning up and then the No More Mutants little clip. Oh my god, it's so good. Not only could she bring people back, I guess in its own way, she could get rid of people. Maybe this is a way to get rid of some superheroes that the MCU can't use anymore or doesn't need anymore. Wanda is a scapegoat, okay? Or we could introduce Venom if we're getting him. I don't know what's happening there. Or the X-Men or Deadpool, because there are hints that Deadpool may be in Doctor Strange 2, which makes sense because it's a multiverse thing. That would probably be the better film to introduce them to. Speaking of Doctor Strange 2, let's move on to that. Okay, so this film has been described as being one of the first horror films in the MCU. We've got Wanda starring in it. I'm sorry, but if that is not a ginormous clue that this is going to be Evil Wanda, I don't know what is. Someone has said, I'll see if I can find it, but I'm not sure if I will, but someone has definitely said that House of M is being heavily influenced in this film, or in films to come, and that House of M's happening, and oh, I'm so excited. I really want Evil Wanda. For the main part is that Scarlet Witch has not been used to her full potential yet in the MCU, and it is frustrating. A lot of these characters haven't, because they have so little screen time, which is why I was really happy about the TV shows, because 6 hours with these characters, you can flesh them out. Same with Bucky and Falcon, flesh them out. Loki probably doesn't need as much fleshing, but I'll accept it. I love Loki. Hawkeye, sure. But do you know what I mean? 6 hours, flesh them out. Introduce new characters in this way. It's really clever, like Miss Marvel, because 6 hours with her before we see her jump into the MCU, not 2 hours. It's really, really clever, and I'm really glad they're doing it. Believe we will get Evil Wanda. Because they said that WandaVision will lead straight into Doctor Strange, so whatever happens at the end of WandaVision is a catalyst for what happens in Doctor Strange 2, which is why I believe she will create the multiverse. All this anguish and pain of losing all her family and her boyfriend, and she doesn't have anyone to support her. I mean, she has Hawkeye and she has the Avengers, but Hawkeye has his own family that he lost for 5 years. No one is going to blame him if he wants to spend some time with them. The Avengers are important people. They've just come back after 5 years, most of them. They need to train, they need to sort out the group, they need to become Avengers. They don't have time for Wanda. She's on her own. No brother, no mum and dad, no Vision. So maybe she creates these little visions, because when the name first came out for that show, I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. Someone on Tumblr pointed out that it sounds like television, like WandaVision. Wanda's visions. Television. Her little clips of her happy life with Vision. It sounds so dark. You saw how powerful she can be in Endgame. And she didn't get her revenge on Thanos. She wasn't the one to bring him down. Maybe that's trickled over a bit. Maybe she wants her revenge. I don't know, guys, but I think Wanda as the next big bad is a great idea. Not only will we get to see Scarlet Witch more, we'll get an amazing redemption arc at the end of it, I'm sure, because we got an amazing redemption arc in the comics. And I just want it used more. You don't understand how frustrating it is to see one of your favourite comic book characters come to life on the MCU and you're like, oh my god, yeah, oh, Elizabeth Olsen's pretty good in it, I really like this. 2-minute scenes, and it's just so frustrating. Same with Black Widow. I know a lot of people don't like Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, but I do. And oh my god, Endgame, don't get me started on it, don't get me started. Refrigerator syndrome is the worst. And I'm really happy she's got her own movie. I'm really happy that Scarlet Witch has got her own TV show and is going to be starring in Doctor Strange 2. I'm ecstatic about it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think she'll be the next big bad? Or who do you think will be the next big bad? How do you think she's going to do it? When's she going to snap? Any video suggestions, leave them down below. I really hope she's the next big bad. The potential is unbelievable. And just use her more. If you're not going to make her a big bad, use her more. I'm really happy you're giving her a TV show and a starring movie role next to Benedict Cumberbatch. But use it more, please. Thank you very much. Thanks, bye. Bring Quicksilver back. We got 2 now. You might as well. I don't know why you killed him off like that. He would have been so useful in defeating Thanos. Anyway, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. It's your opinion. I'm sorry if this is really ranty, but I woke up this morning after watching an edit someone did and I thought, wow, yes, this must happen. I must pray to the higher ups. Anyway, subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I do videos like this every single week. Click that bell if you want to be notified when I upload, because I do videos more than once a week, depending on my mood. It's very good this week, so hopefully more than once. I have a Twitter, Tumblr and an Instagram you can follow. To be honest, you don't have to. My Twitter, I have like 2 posts. I don't go on it very much. Tumblr, I go on a lot, maybe a bit too much because it's Tumblr. And Instagram, it's just pictures. You don't have to follow me, but there are options. Let me know your theories on this, please. I'd really like to know other people's theories on whether they think that Scarlet Witch will be next big bad, who they think will be the next big bad, how the MCU is going to turn out now that we've lost some heavy hitters in Cap and Iron Man, or Steve Rogers, I guess. And I will see you next time. Bye, little wolves.